Hello, everyone. My name is Tirzah V Andrews. It is 6:46 a.m. I've been up since about 4:44 a.m. I was laying there, caught myself watching um, a movie where Felicia Rashad supposedly committed suicide in The Beekeeper, and it made me think about Caden with a K, and I spoke with one of my clients and I told her that I would mention Caden. I was so moved by her story about her nephew that I began to weep. 14 years old, life taken. They said that it was a homicide. A best friend of a young man supposedly shot or allegedly shot his best friend. And Caden was loved by his family. And it saddens me because I don't know what's going on in the world. And when we try to correct our young people, try to help them, why in the world? What happened? I remember many years ago they said that it's because of the games that they played. My granddaughter was playing with a Nerf gun, but she pointed it at me and she shot, although there were no Nerf bullets in it. I felt the energy behind it. And I was like, oh my God, you know, we hate to blame things on games, and we as parents, we have to be so ever careful about the things that we allow our children to do. We know that it's programming. We know that our children need to be taught the importance of life and purpose. I can't handle the news, y'all. I hear about all these deaths, especially in North Carolina. Online death notices, North Carolina death records, deaths in North Carolina. I pray for our parents because we do the best we can with our children, and it's like we do the best we can, hoping that our children will choose the right path. I think about my father. I was one of those kids, y'all. I ran away at 17. Um, I just wanted so much more. I just didn't know what I wanted. And I just happened to run into one of my clients, and she was telling me about her nephew. I can't remember her name, so forgive me for that. But I do remember Caden with a K. And somehow, some way, we have to change the trajectory of our teens, our future leaders. For those that don't know, I drove for CMS, and I could see these kids misunderstood by parents. I took this young lady to school, and she said, parents, they don't even know their children. And I could believe that, because we don't talk, we don't have those conversations. And it's time, y'all. It's time for us to have those conversations. What do you want out of life? Where are you going? What do you want to do? You're not alone. Just open up and talk. No matter if you think you're going to get in trouble or not, just let's talk about it. Save the lives of your sons and daughters. I have a daughter that I don't know why she went the way she went, but she chose to do what she decided to do. All I know is I did the best I could with what I knew. My kid's father passed at a young age. My youngest daughter, she had issues with school and fighting at school, and she now has a child of her own. And my prayer is that she now understands why I said, you don't want to be like me. You want to be better than me. We want our children to be better than us. Somehow we missed the mark, and we want our kids to do better than us and have more than what we had, and to be able to do better than us. My daddy told me, if you don't want to abide by the rules, then you need to find somewhere else to go. I felt the freedom of doing life the way I wanted to do it. But there's a price to pay for that. So if there's any teen that's listening to this, or parents, you want to share this with your children, I just want to say that you're not alone. I spent 25 plus years driving the citizens of North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte Mecklenburg schools. I don't know how many children I transported. But I tried to instill in those kids that you're the future generation. You have to make a choice. Now, there was this one kid who wanted to kill his parents. He was making a bomb at home. When he entered the bus, I saw this vision of his arm amputated. So I asked him to stay on the bus, and I said, son, whatever you're thinking about doing, don't do it. And he looked at me with eyes wide open, saying, how do you know? I just had this vision, son. I don't know anything. All I know is whatever you're preparing to do, I saw your arm amputated, which means he preparing to blow up his parents. He blew off his arm instead. And when I talked to the kid, he said, I'm tired of moving around. Military kid. Military kid. I'm tired of moving around. And he's going to take his parents' life because he keep losing his friends. With children, if you're watching, just have the conversations with your parents. Whatever's bothering you about your best friend, have the conversation with your best friend. The visual I got from Caden asking his best friend, what are you doing? And his girlfriend witnessing it. And the loss of the family. The auntie that shared the story. I pray for this world. I pray for this world. There's so much that we need, and if it's not the parent, the kids don't want to be talked to. So parents, I'm begging and I'm pleading to talk to your children about friends, about what they want in this life, and purpose them to want to live a better life, a full life. Y'all forgive me. So this is for Caden, a 14-year-old who was killed by his best friend. I don't have allegedly. All the evidence is pointing towards his best friend killing him. And so, not him killing himself. So we got to begin to have the conversations. Parents, I know you're doing the best you can. Let's go a little further. From a parent who has a child that obviously, I didn't know what she was dealing with. There was a point where she didn't want to live. There was a point where, she wanted more. And even though I didn't celebrate her birthday on her birthday, She got something just like my middle daughter got something. It's always during tax time. And for those single mothers who understand tax time money meant, everybody gets something. Either you're going to get new furniture and all these things. And I could never have enough money in April. Get the tax time money, and that's why I always got birthday stuff in February. Even though we would have a cake and go out to dinner and stuff like that on my youngest daughter's birthday, as a single mom, I just did the best I could. So trust me when I tell you, I know you've done the best you could. And I just want to take this moment in time to share with you the story of Caden, a young man who learned how to handle guns at a young age, went hunting with his family, lost his life to a gun, by his best friend. And I understand you want friends. And I myself, I had a friend for 17 years. She was my best friend, but I wasn't hers. So watch the children that you're hanging out with. Talk to those kids. If it looks like they're trying to take your child down the wrong path, have that conversation with that kid. I've done it with my grandson's friends. And I told him, if you're not trying to lead him in the right way, then don't take him down a bad path. Be a good friend. If you're a good friend, that means that you really care about that person. You'll do anything for that person. So I thank you all for listening. This has been a moment in time with Tirzah V Andrews. It's my heart's desire to see our children do better. If it's the games that's causing kids to desensitize the effects of shooting a gun, let's take them out. Let's get rid of it. What about games of safety and protection and friendships and love and compassion and passion for life, purpose? Let's create games like that, teaching our kids how to purposefully live in this life. My name is Tirzah Andrews. It's been my pleasure. Have a good night.